some people have equated it to like leaving the army. So hear me out.
I'm sure there's a few people that would argue against that.
Well, no, I know, but in that, it's very regimented. There's a strict schedule. You have to be places at certain times, whatever. There's a lot of rules to follow as well, which I'm sure we'll get into later. So then you come home and you're like, oh, I can just wear what I want and go where I want at any time. And I have Wi-Fi all the time.
And I don't have to put my life on the line? What? Oh, no, that is the army. Sorry.
Yeah. When I got the job as a shopping ambassador and I went to Disney, I was not posting nearly as much because obviously Disney are very, very strict about, behind the scenes, and, you don't want to ruin the magic for anyone.
No.
So, so it was really, really difficult to continue the channel while I was on Disney, because I was like, every video I uploaded, I was like, is this gonna get me fired? So I was like, oh my god, like there's gonna be all these Disney adults and I'm gonna have to pretend that I like all of this stuff and whatever. But it was actually great, and there's no other word that I can use other than it was magical. It really was, and if anything, it made me into a Disney person. No. I mean, the only TV show I can think of is Peaky Blinders, but that's Birmingham. So
that's close enough, kind of, right?
That's what I've got.
That's all you got. Well, we could talk about this all evening, I'm sure, but we should really try to get into your deck towers this evening. I've provided you with a lovely underwater scene today. But so you worked, going back 10 years in the industry. What year did you start, Lucy?
I started in 2015 with Steiner.
Jeez, so you've only just finished?
Yeah.
Literally this year?
Yeah.
My God.
Well, I started the process in 2014 and I went on my first ship in 2015. So it was like just shy of 10 years.
Okay. So what was the split? You went from Steiner working as, I want to say, a masseuse.
Yeah.
Is that right? I did my research.
Yep, you're right. Yep. And
masseuse.
Then masseuse. So I did 2 9-month contracts with Steiner on Royal Caribbean ships. And then I decided I didn't want to work so hard. So I decided to go over
Give your hands a break.
Yeah, absolutely. So I decided to go over to the shops department. So I got a job with Harding Retail, who are the same as in like they're a recruitment agency that hire shop staff for various different cruise lines. So I got a job with Harding as shop staff and then was put on P&O Oceania. And I did 2 contracts on P&O Oceania. And then Virgin was coming out. So I applied to go to Virgin with Harding and I got that. So went to the Scarlet Lady, set that up. Then we had that wonderful 2020, that wonderful year where everyone came home. And then, but once that was over in 2021, I went back to Virgin and did 2.5 contracts as shop staff with Virgin. And then I got a job as a shopping ambassador with Diamonds International and worked on Disney Wish and Royal Caribbean Harmony.
Okay, that's a great, very succinct breakdown. What was the tipping point? Was there one?
Why I came home?
Why you said no more?
There was a few things. So one, I'd done 10 years or almost 10 years. And I had to get my C1D visa renewed because every 10 years you have to get a C1D visa. And I always said I was never going to get it renewed.
Oh, right. Okay.
So that was coming up. I just wasn't enjoying it anymore. Like the novelty had worn off. And then I had some like personal stuff happening at home with family and my grandma passed away.
I'm sorry.
So it's all right. And I mean, thanks, but it happens. But, just everything, it was just like, you know what, it's time to leave.
Well, so you've left it for good now? Is there no maybe in the future I could go back to it?
Let's be honest, there's always maybe, there's always the door's always slightly ajar.
Okay.
But I think for now, like I'm happy at home and because I don't know whether you found this when you came off ships, like it's a massive adjustment.
Oh yeah,
Massive. Like,
everything is.
life on a cruise ship sorry, go on.
No, I was just going to say everything's a massive adjustment. Even when I came home, adjusting to the pace of life and how slow it felt in comparison. That's the big one. So I get where you're coming from. Absolutely, I do.
Yeah. And that was the thing for me. I mean, I gotta be honest, like those first few months when I was at home, I was not okay. Because I mean, I live in a sleepy town and I love it, but my God, I was like, shit, is this it? Is this like how do I some people have equated it to like leaving the army. So hear me out.
I'm sure there's a few people that would argue against that.
Well, no, I know. But in that, it's very regimented. There's a strict schedule. You have to be places at certain times, whatever. There's a lot of rules to follow as well, which I'm sure we'll get into later. So then you come home and you're like, oh, I can just wear what I want and go where I want at any time. And I have Wi-Fi all the time.
And I don't have to put my life on the line? What? Oh, no, that is the army. Sorry.
Yeah. So it's like, it's, but the point is, I made a video on it and how it was really difficult to adjust. And I had a lot of people comment on that video who had left the army and they were like, it's the same thing. Like if you leave a really structured environment to then real life, it's like, whoa, what am I doing?
You just feel like a feather in the wind, just floating around aimlessly. And how do I fill my day? Absolutely.
Yeah.
So now you fill your days with seeing how many cruises you can go on to just feel useless.
Yep,
how do you do that? Because when you go on a cruise, surely you're just thinking about, I don't know, like what is there to do? What can I do to fill my time? You're not there to work. You're there to have a leisurely time. But as a vlogger, you're documenting everything.
Well, the thing is, it's different work now. So like when I go on a cruise now, I really do spend, I would say, 80% of my time filming and like getting the best shots and, oh, that'll be a good shot and this will be good. So it is work, but it's just a very different kind of work,
Okay. So so you've obviously just started this new transition. You were called Cruising as Crew before.
Yeah.
So your name has stayed the same, and now it means literally Cruising as Crew.
Yeah, I mean, the name made more sense when I was a crew member because I was literally cruising as crew, like cruising as crew. And people have said to me like, oh, you should change the name. And I've thought about it and maybe I will, but I'm like,
what? To what?
It's a
crew now
crew
cruising.
To passenger. I don't know.
Literally just change it, flip it round. Cruising as crew now cruising. I'm not the wordsmith I always thought I was. It used to be funny.
No, that's good. Crew now cruising. I like it.
So switcheroo. It's not much different. It's tomato. But you've only just started doing it. How many cruises have you been on as a paying customer?
I mean, in my lifetime, I think I've been on about, I don't know, like 12.
And in this year, you've done a couple, I've seen.
Yeah, in this year, I've done a couple. I've got a few coming up as well. Yeah, I mean, it's lovely. But as I said, it's just a different kind of work now. Lovely. Absolutely wonderful. But yeah, it's more about getting the footage and stuff.
Have you had many people coming up to you since you've started doing this who've recognised you from your channel?
Yeah, and it is so lovely. It really is like amazing. And I'm happy to say that everyone I've met has been so lovely and, you know, just really genuine people. And it just makes it all worth it, doesn't it? Because I think when you do this job, as you will know, it's all numbers on a screen. So then when you meet people in person and they're like, oh, your video helped me, or I enjoy your videos or whatever, it's like, oh, it's an actual human on the other end.
Yeah. That's nice. It's not just analytics and insights. It's actual people. Yeah.
People, yeah. Who'd have thought?
I know. I thought it was all bots. But what I was going to ask you, when you're doing the vlogging and stuff as a crew member on board, do you have to because it wasn't really an option, I think, when I was on board. It was between 2006 to 2010. internet, Wi-Fi, smartphones, very, very basic. And if you were going to start doing the vlogging and all that stuff, you'd need to have a fair few quid saved away just to make a dent or start doing that sort of thing. And I was working 7 days a week as an entertainer. I didn't have much time to dick about with that sort of thing. There was just no way. But so when you were doing it, were you always conscious of what things you weren't supposed to share, what things you were not allowed to say, whilst you're putting out this content that's like the life of a cruise member and stuff?
Yeah. Well, I have to be honest, I was really lucky that me starting YouTube coincided with me starting my career with Virgin Voyages, because Virgin Voyages are very like pro-social, like they're with the times, right? And they're pro-social media. And they basically said to me, like, I mean, as long as you're not online slating us, we're happy for you to share anything. Obviously, like, there's security things that you can't share and whatever, but in terms of my experience, they were like, no, like, go for it, share the good, share the bad, just, you know, within reason.
Within reason.
Within reason. Like, obviously I wasn't going to go online and start bashing them, but that's just not something I would do like anyway.
No, yeah,
I mean, it's like any company you work for, if you go online and start talking trash about them, you're probably going to get fired, you know? But to be honest, I mean, my time on Virgin was just spectacular. Like, obviously there were bad parts like anything, but it is fantastic, and I just can't sing their praises enough. They are just absolutely wonderful. But then on that same vein, when I got the job as a shopping ambassador and I went to Disney, I was not posting nearly as much, because obviously Disney are very, very strict about, you know, behind the scenes, and, you know, you don't want to ruin the magic for anyone.
No.
So yeah, so it was really, really difficult to continue the channel while I was on Disney, because I was like, every video I uploaded, I was like, is this gonna get me fired? Like, I don't know. And Royal Caribbean as well, like Royal Caribbean were a lot stricter at the time. They're not as strict now, because you've got people like Chris Wong and Brian who are doing it. But at the time, they were quite strict. So, yeah.
Well, there were some people who had, and I'm sure you've worked with these people, it was like they had a coat hanger in their mouth permanently.
Oh, yeah.
You know, just that wire kind of like, I live and breathe Disney, I'm a princess. And I thought, you know what? I'm glad. I like Disney stuff, but I'm kind of glad I didn't get to work for them, because I think that would have ruined the magic for me.
You know what? I was actually quite worried when I got told I was going to go on Disney, because I mean, it's not that I don't like Disney, but I would never describe myself as a Disney enthusiast. Like, I would never put on a Disney film. You know, it's just not me. So I was like, oh my God, like, there's going to be all these Disney adults, and I'm going to have to pretend that I like all of this stuff and whatever. But it was actually great. And there's no other word that I can use other than it was magical. It really was. And if anything, it made me into a Disney person.
Yeah, it turned you, it converted you.
It converted me, and which really surprised me, because especially going from Virgin Voyages, which was so liberal, you can within reason, do what you want, go where you want. Like, you know, the freedoms that we had on Virgin were amazing. So I was really worried about that. I thought, my God, I'm going to go on Disney and I'm not going to be able to do anything or say anything or whatever. And it was brilliant.
Oh, that's good.
It was a lot stricter, but I think because the management on Disney is just so well thought out, and the structure is so great, and everyone's there to lift you up and make you happy and stuff. They really have cultivated just a brilliant culture on Disney. I'd say it's one of the best.
I did work once with a guy who had done a contract or two with Disney, and he had the Mickey Mouse, you know, the 3 circles tattooed on his forearm, and underneath he had another tattoo which said no regrets. And I said, is there no regrets because you've got no regrets about working for Disney? and he got really offended. He was like, no, that's just a completely separate tattoo. But it looked like the caption underneath Mickey Mouse's tattoo. And I just thought that was really funny.
Love that.
So you've got 10 years of experiences. Let's go through some of your highlights. Now, I would know that you're recently out of the industry, Lucy, so there's still that statute of limitations that you may or may not want to say too much because, you know, I know the rules. You could have come on anonymous, but then where's the fun in that? You've got... Yeah, so you did the spa, you worked in the masseuse department. Now, I actually remembered one of the videos that I couldn't believe I saw a while back about how you were doing couples massage. And you know what I'm going to say about this one, I think. Yeah. Was this a one-off, or did this happen more than one time?
Was this the guy that grabbed my... Yeah. No, that one was a one-off. And, I mean, thank God. Thank God it was a one-off.
Well,
I think
because we didn't say what the story is, and I just kind of alluded to it. Do you want to say what happened?
You can say what happened.
Okay.
You say what happened.
So you were and another colleague were doing a couples massage. You had the husband. Yes. Your colleague had the wife. And obviously they're both head down, facing the floor, as you do when you're on a massage. And the gentleman, obviously, it's a bit insulting to call him a gentleman. Actually, he cocked a feel. He got his hands round
around my buttocks.
That's the word. Thank you very much. You said it, not me. He got your buttocks. Gave him a good grope. And so, how did you react?
Well, basically, I just slid his hands down. You know, got them off. But then he did it because I slid his hands down the first time, and then he did it again. So then I left, and my friend kind of finished up the wife, and then she
wasn't trying to massage them both at one time.
No. She was just because obviously the husband wasn't going to sit up and say, "Where have you gone?" because he didn't want me to be like, well, you fucking,
yeah,
naughty. And it was really difficult because it's like I don't want to ruin this couple's holiday. That's really going to put a spanner in the works, isn't it? If I'm like, your husband.
Was it like the first day of the cruise, or if it was the last day, you could have said something?
Yeah,
maybe?
no, I can't remember, but whether it was the first, I think it was probably the beginning. But I was like, I'm not gonna say anything. But he left a very big tip, so yeah.
Oh, that's all right. Almost justifies it.
It is what it is. I mean, it obviously doesn't condone what happened, but
no, we should say that just because you paid for it doesn't mean you own it. That's not the way to go on DuckTales. I've got to reel it in there.